Well, they love to tailgate before they come into ball games here in Wisconsin, whether it's the Packers or the Brewers. And we've got a bunch of Nats fans in town. They won't get to see their hero Harper tonight, but Jason Wirth is in there. It's the opener of a 4-game series in a place that always is entertaining for baseball. Ball flies in this place, and a couple of good ball clubs battling. Brewers had a dramatic win yesterday. The Nats are cruising, the magic number on its way down.
I mean, it's a great series and a tremendous pitching matchup tonight, but the Brewers 3.5 back. The Cubs are playing well. They're playing for their playoff lives right now, and you look at the tail of the tape here. The Nats 30 games over 500, a 15-game lead. Well, what do they have to play for? When you look at the lineup tonight, the starting lineup that Dusty Baker's putting out there, if Bryce Harper's not back for the playoffs, this could be your Game 1 lineup.
So we've got great starting pitching, as Zepi alluded to. Gio and young Zach Davies, these guys have combined for 28 wins this year.
Yeah, it's been about Gio Gonzalez's curveball. He's been so calm. He's playing catch. He's thrown the curveball for a higher percentage than he ever has since 2011 when he was an Oakland Athletic. He's coming off another good game. He's in the Cy Young race. We'll keep an eye on Gio tonight, but he has been a pleasure to watch. And Zach Davies coming off an unbelievable outing against the Dodgers last time. 7 shutout, a 3-0 win, struck out 7 Dodgers and walked nobody. He is definitely, I think, the Brewers' ace. So a great pitching matchup here tonight. Hits are going to be tough to come by.
Not bad for a guy who the back of his jersey said Bat Boy on Players Week, and he also shut down the Nats 7 2/3 without a run in our ballpark recently. So we turn to Anthony Rendon to get us to our first break. He's having a career year. Going to have career highs in just about everything. Hitting over 300, on base percentage over 400. New RBI total of 86, on his way to 100. More on the Nats and the Brewers straight ahead. For that burger. Getting ready in the parking lot. They'll be coming in shortly. I wouldn't blame them if they were a little tardy. Tailgating is a way of life in this town. So winning ways, and look what the Nats did in lineup tonight. Gio will be taking on a good Milwaukee lineup, 4-0 with a 103. In August, he has been brilliant. PNC Bank for the achiever in you. And by visitannapolis.org. Create your moment at visitannapolis.org. So a lovely day. There's a serious collector. He's not just a home guy. He likes both ball clubs. Paging through. Well done, young man. And we got some early game notes for you before this one gets underway. So the Nats, at least a .500 record for the 6th straight season. That was a foregone conclusion a while ago. Zach Davies' last 5 starts, great ERA. He keeps it in the yard. He's given up 17 this year, but not any lately. And Gio, 1 homer allowed, 5-0 in his last 5 starts with a microscopic ERA that gets him down to 2.4 overall. 3rd in the National League behind Clayton Kershaw and Max Scherzer. Let's talk about some home runs. Going to flash back a little bit here to July 27th. And as the Milwaukee Brewers kind of watched helplessly, the Nats kept on going with the home runs. It was an amazing display. Goodwin, Defoe, Harper, Zimmerman, and then after an out, Anthony Rendon. The Nats scored 7 runs on 7 hits in that inning. An historic long ball frame for the hard-hitting power club known as the Washington Nationals. Not that many home runs lately, but it's been a good offense still, moving the line and getting good pitching and bullpen work as well. So here's the lineup: Turner, Worth, Murphy, Zimmerman, Lynn, Rendon, Wieters and Taylor, and Daniel Murphy with runners on base, 378, and with runners in scoring position, he's unstoppable at 416. Zach Davies is only 24 years old, already has 29 wins in the big leagues.
Well, you see his arsenal. Throws the fastball 58% of the time, the cutter 12% of the time. Cutter's his best pitch. Opponents at just 221 against the cutter. 28th start of the year. Last start we told you, Sunday in LA, a beauty. 7 shutout, gave up just 3 hits to the Dodgers, struck out 7, didn't walk 1. And you remember on the 25th against the Nats, he went 7 2/3 shutout. Gave up just 3 hits and an 8-0 Brewers win. So Nats going to try to figure him out. Front door sinker, probably his best pitch to lefties. Defense tonight for the Brewers: Braun, Broxton, Santana the outfield, Arcia Perez left side, VR Aguilar right side, and Stephen Vogt for Ryan Zimmerman behind the plate. There's Keon Broxton. Yesterday, how about this ending to the ball game? You're in a pennant race. You're up 6-5. 2 outs in the ninth against the Cardinals. Broxton goes back to the wall with the runner on and does that for the last out of the game. You kidding me?
Save number 30 for Corey Knebel. And that's how the Brewers got their 69th win of the year. Here we go. Trey Turner adds a strike, running back to the outside edge. We're underway. 8:11 Eastern time. With the 4th meeting of the year between the clubs, Nats took 2 out of 3 at home. That one will stay outside. Trey Turner 1 for 7, couple of walks, a steal, and a run since coming back, and he faces Zach Davies for the first time. '28-year veteran Tom Hallion has the plate. Mark Ripperger at first, 8 years for him. Vic Carapazza, also an 8-year guy, and 22-year veteran Phil Cuzzi over at third. This high fly ball will be well out of play.
Remember when Trey got hot before his injury, you remember what he was doing so well? He was getting on top of the ball. He was hitting a lot of balls on the ground, a lot of balls on the line. He was keeping the ball in the air. With the injury to the top hand wrist, you wonder if that's going to be a challenge for him for a minute coming back.
Yeah, 313 in 30 games with a ton of steals before he got hurt. Steals and runs. Fastball close. Count was even. Now it's 3-2. Trey has walked 20 times this year. Last thing a pitcher wants to do is a free pass for him starting a game. It's going to be a ground ball to short instead. Arcia for the first out.
So Jason Worth with 2 hits since he's returned, and you remember the first one? It was a far-tater. Maybe to the second row before the concourse heads up. It's coming in your soup. And a Mariners fan caught that, oddly enough. And then yesterday, watch where this one hits. Just missing his second home run in as many games upon his return. It's a good place to hit him.
Yeah, real close to 2. So here's Worth, and that ball caught backhand by Stephen Vogt for a strike.
Zach Davies hasn't allowed a home run in 33 consecutive innings. So it'd be news if he gives one up tonight.
And that tapper over to his right, and they're in plenty of time. A couple of ground ball outs for him to start the game, and nothing unusual about that. In fact, he hasn't even given up an earned run over his last 14 1/3 now. And Daniel Murphy will try to do something about that. Brewers at home, 36-31. Nats on the road, 41-24. Three ground balls. This one in right field for Jonathan VR. Quick inning on 9 pitches. And now on the road, Gio goes to work looking for number 14. works here. So we get ready for the bottom of the first. Brewers are 10th in the league in hitting, 10th in runs, but right behind the Mets and the Cubs in home runs. Jonathan Villar went opposite field, went down and dug one out in their most recent ball game. 10 on the year. He's 5 for 11 against Gio. So their leadoff guys getting on. Then they have a whole bunch of guys who've hit for anywhere from about 13 up to 25 or 26 home runs. A lot of power in this lineup, and they strike out a lot.
Yeah, they're not afraid to swing hard, and Gio Gonzalez will make sure they swing at something low tonight. You look at the fastball, curveball change combination from Gio this year. Fastball averaging 90. The curveball, though, has been the story. Thrown it 25% of the time this year. That's the highest percentage of curveball he's thrown since 2011 with the A's, when he threw it 27% of the time.
Brewers have 3 of the top 6 most struck out batters in the league. They have struck out this year 1,307 times, far and away the most in Major League Baseball. Craig Counsell, 3rd year of a 3-year deal here, and he's got his ball club working it. But they're going to have to catch the Rockies, who are 3 games ahead of them, and Colorado is now 3.5 behind the Diamondbacks, who just keep on winning. 1-2 pitch, got him, and he knew it.
A nice pitch by Gio. 4-pitch see to start this one up. Fastball in. And we talk about the curve and the change a lot, but I think the command of the fastball in has been the key to getting to that pitch and making it work so well for him.
Number 2 hitter, Hernan Perez. '26-year-old infielder from Venezuela. Former waiver pickup from the Tigers. 272 for the Brewers last year, and he's at 261 this season. Hits ahead of Ryan Braun in this lineup. That's a hard hit line drive to left center. Perez getting it out of the box, going for 2. Strong throw by Taylor, but a 1-out double.
Hernan Perez had his son out here during batting practice today, and he had a swing just like this. He was about 4 years old and raking all over the place in a full Brewers uniform. So his dad is trying to hit like his son, and that's how this one starts for Hernan, a double in the gap. You just saw it, Carp. He had the eye black on. He had glasses, double batting gloves, about 4 years old, and he was pitching to him behind the cage, and he was hitting line drives all over the place. One of the coolest things I've seen all year.
That kid's the reason they closed the roof, by the way. Here's Ryan Braun. He's missed 39 games this year, a couple of times on the DL with a left calf problem. Thus the 13 homers and 40 RBIs. That bat held up straight in that distinctive stance, and Gio down and into him. Braun 3 for 18 career against Gonzalez, and he's 2 homers away from 300, 23 RBIs away from 1,000. So number 1 all time on the Brewer home run list, and 2nd in runs batted in.
Opponents just 15. Get this. Gather around, kids. Opponents just 15 for 109 against Gio Gonzalez with runners in scoring position this year. That leads Major League Baseball. A defense for the Nats. They're going to try to keep that stat right where it's at. Lynn Taylor Worth, the outfield. Turner Rendon, left side. Murphy Zimmerman, right side. Matt Wieters behind the plate. You know, if for some reason Bryce doesn't progress the way they're hoping, this could be your game 1 starting lineup in the NLDS against a right-hander. And maybe Howie Kendrick in left. 2-0 if it's a left-hander.
Will it be the Cubs or will it be the Dodgers who are struggling a bit? Would have been a ridiculous conversation a week or two ago, but the Dodgers have now lost 5 in a row. Arizona's won 7 straight. And the Nats right now are 10 wins behind LA. We'll see. It's a lot of ground to make up with just over a month left. Runner going, swing and a miss, throw to third, at the bag, and safe is Perez with his 12th of the year. Matt Wieters made a good throw.
And Anthony Rendon looked in the dugout and gave it a shrug like, I don't know. Dusty Baker going to hold up, Chris Spire going to get on the horn. He had to pick the throw, so he went down to up and then had to go back to down again for the tag, and we'll see right here. There's the pick, he comes up, goes back down. I think he got in there. Watch, he has to come up with the pick and then get it back down as fast as he can, and unless he comes off the base, he's safe, and he's safe.
Runner at third, 1 out, and now 2-2 to Braun. Pop up, playable it appears. Zimmerman, this is going to be close. And then the call and the catch made by Murphy. Runner coming home, and Wieters can't handle the hop. Aggressive base running by Perez puts Milwaukee on top on a foul ball, sacrifice fly to an infield.
I love the aggressive nature. Early in the game, why not take a chance? Ryan Braun with maybe his shortest sac fly in his career. Murphy catches it, spins, and throws. And the hop, did you see the hop? That's a live patch of dirt in front of home plate. Watch this ball kick up. Look at that. I mean, it actually, I don't want to say picked up speed, but watch the way the ball hops when it hits the dirt. We'll show it to you again one more time in a minute. I'll show you this pitch first. But it hit the dirt and came up and bit Matt Wieters high in the chest protector. I don't think he expected this parking lot type hop. Gio working fast. We can't get it in there for you, but take my word for it. That was a tough pick for Matt Wieters. I like the gambler in the game. Why not?
So Braun, RBI number 41. Domingo Santana, 22 home runs. Two for 6. Both homers career against Gio with 3 RBIs. And the breaking ball stays away. Got him. Evidently not looking for a big hook on 3 and 2. Gio strikes out 2, gives up a run because of the aggressiveness of Hernan Perez.
The fact that Perez is taking a chance here, it's the first inning, why not? You got Zach Davies on the mound, he's your ace. One run could be the difference. Murph calls off Ryan. Now watch the ball hit in foul territory and jump up and get Matt Wieters. You're not expecting this big a hop, I'm telling you. Watch how high this ball comes up and gets Matt Wieters. And they don't drag the foul territory there. You're not going to make it soft. So it hit in a place that, you know, probably a lot of throws don't go. Jumped up. There's no way to pick that ball. And it's 1-0. It's the first inning, and the Nats have a lot of ball game left. You got to score to win anyways.
Ryan Zimmerman, 2 for 9 career against Zach Davies, who threw only 9 pitches, 6 strikes in an all ground ball 1-2-3 first inning. They give Ryan a huge gap in left center. Even though Ryan Braun's playing way off the line, more than 100 feet over there. This is a ballpark where you get a good piece of it, you can hit it out to any part. The roof is closed, it carries in here. And off speed, 2-2.
They deked me. I thought we were playing with an open roof tonight, and they closed it right before the game started. It's beautiful out.
Yeah, 64 outside at game time.
I mean, these are fans that are used to sitting through a blizzard in the Packers game.
Tapper over the mound. The race is on. Here comes Arcia, and Ryan Zimmerman has an infield hit.
Well, there goes a no-hitter. Chopper to the shortstop. And if he fields this, it's still going to be close. Decide the barehanded. Ball bounced around. Ryan always hustling down the line. So the first knock of the night for the Nats. And now the former Brewer, Adam Lind, going to try to say hello to his old team.
Adam Lind here 2 years ago. Hit 20 home runs, drove an 87 for Milwaukee in 149 games. 32 doubles. All of his big league career with Toronto before that, then last year on to Seattle. .291 as a starter in 50 games coming into tonight. He'll look it all the way in. Counts even 1-1.
Davies quick to the plate, does well holding runners, but you can run on Vogt. Not that Ryan's going to try, but if they forget about him, he's the kind of guy that can steal a base. Pena, the other catcher, can really throw. Vogt, you can run on. He's known more for his offense, his leadership skills, his pitch calling, but maybe not so much his arm.
Yeah, this guy's 0 for 11. Pena has picked off 6 runners this year. Adam Lind will take a strike, and it's 2-2.
That's what Davies does, just kind of shaves corners. That's the cutter right there. Started it off the plate, ran it back a little bit.
Had him reaching, and the Brewers trying to turn 2. 6, 4, and 3 on a nifty get by Arcia to VR.
A couple of things. This infield's fast. I didn't think that ball was going to get up the middle and had a chance. And Arcia ranging to his left. Nice feed. Good turn by VR. And they just get the hustling Adam Lind. Nifty turn.
They're 139th. They're top 3 in the league in double plays turned. So with a shift on, here's Anthony Rendon, who is 7 for his last 14. So all 5 outs on the ground so far. So Anthony's 3 best RBI seasons, 83 and 14, 85 last year. And now he's gone by that, and he's going to go way beyond by the time the Nats play their final 30 games, including tonight, 30 left.
StatCast powered by AWS. Check out this. I don't know that I've seen a shift like this against Anthony Rendon. Hits the ball the right side a lot. So get this stat. Zach Davies has walked one of the last 68 right-handers he's faced. That leads all of baseball.
Yeah, he's trending very well. But that's a hot hitter, and Rendon got all of it, but he hooked it foul. Inside the Numbers brought to you by Jeep. So 305, his career batting average 274 coming into this year. His on base percentage career 345 before this year. He is all over it. 4th in the league in doubles with 34. 3-2 pitch, and Rendon takes the walk, and you put the jinx on Zach Davies. Well done.
2 of the last 69 hitters that are right-handed. Indoors on a Thursday night with the temperature below 68.
Roof closed.
In Wisconsin.
Panels closed. And here's Matt Wieters. Matt Wieters, like Rendon, coming in 7 for his last 14. Had a 5 out of 8 series with 2 RBIs against the Marlins. Ball dropped, strike called.
The Angels are trying to get Brandon Phillips from the Braves right now. Phillips has to approve. Angels are going all in.
And Justin Upton from Detroit to Anaheim. They had let Cameron Maybin go, and he's now a Houston Astro. Things happening around baseball.
Tigers kept one Upton and traded the other.
6 ground ball outs for Zach Davies.
The Nationals are going to keep their rotation on turn through the rest of this series here in Milwaukee, but Mike Maddox telling me earlier today that they're going to go to a 6-man rotation at times down the stretch. Maddox saying that with this Nats club playing 21 games in 20 days, they want to make sure to give their starting pitchers a breather. Maddox saying guys are pitching well, but the innings are piling up, and so going to a 6-man rotation gives us an opportunity to kind of hit the reset button a little bit. They're not really viewing it, guys, as a 6-man rotation as much of a 6-day rotation, which they've done throughout the season, using off days to push everyone back and give starters that extra day of rest. So with these upcoming off days in September, they're going to slide their starters back a day, but they'll also plug in other starters like Eric Fetty or AJ Cole when needed in order to keep their top 5 starters fresh and strong for the stretch run.
Yeah, and as a byproduct of that, Max Scherzer actually slid forward today to Saturday, and Edwin Jackson Sunday here. When you're talking Cards, you're talking Coons. Dan with a Coons.com sideline report. Jesus Aguilar, the first baseman, leads off, bottom of the second. .6'3", 250 from Maracay, Venezuela. Another pickup on the waiver wire by the Brewers, this time from Cleveland, where he only had 6 at-bats last year, 19 the year before that. So Craig Counsell's done a good job of blending some guys in. David Stearns, their 32-year-old GM, pulling some levers so far this year.
Craig Counsell's got to be in the discussion for Manager of the Year, doesn't he?
Has to be. Only 5 games over 500 after 133 games, but in the hunt. And right now, the one team with the best chance of catching the Rockies. On a 3-2 off-speed pitch, Anthony Rendon, a bullet over to Zimmerman.
I think if you voted today, well, first of all, you'd vote for Nats Plus renewal. But if you voted today, you'd probably, I'll give you the order after this promo. So season plan holders, don't forget to renew your plan by September 8th. That was quite a tease, wasn't it? Renew now, it's screaming at you. Guarantee your access to this year's postseason if the Nats make it. Anti-jinx, 2018 MLB All-Star Game, while enjoying the best members benefit package in all of baseball. Visit nationals.com/2018 today.
Big curveball in there to Keon Broxton. Saved the game with his glove reaching over the center field fence yesterday.
So I think you'd have to go Dave Roberts if it was today. It's not to say Dusty Baker won't get a lot of votes. An award he's won before. And I think Torey Lovullo would get my 3rd place vote in Arizona if you had to do it today.
I tell you, they are on fire. 7 straight. Two, and Gio really using the off speed here. Told you these guys strike out a lot. They love the fastball, and he's not giving them much in the department of number 1 right now.
Just keeping the ball down like he's done all year and just having a catch. Look at pitches 1 and 2, 3 and 4 by design, and then he goes back low with 5, the changeup. Watch him turn it over here. A lot of late movement. Nice pitch.
So here's Stephen Vogt, who hit .217 for Oakland. He's come over here in 20 games and hit .280 for the Brewers. Gio's going to give the lefty a fastball.
Buddy Black, too, in Colorado deserves a tip of the cap.
Yeah.
But the Dodgers have lost 4 in a row. They're in a tailspin. I don't think they're going to win the rest of the year.
Yeah, Hollywood's about to make a disaster movie.
The Poseidon Adventure 2.
Season upside down. Get out how you can. 2-2. It's real easy to get used to winning, doesn't it?
I don't think you could have a Poseidon Adventure 2. It's like you couldn't have the Titanic 2. It's just, that's it.
2-2. Speaking of the count, and right through the shift. Soft single by Stephen Vogt. Bracketology from Masson. Rockies D-backs for the right to play the Dodgers unless somebody overtakes LA. Nats Cubs appears to be a fait accompli. We shall see. And then Twins, who are red hot.
Don't let that wild card bracket fool you. That's not going to be the wild card game. No way. No shot.
Yankees Twins, is it?
There's about 3 teams that are right there, including the Orioles.
True. Baltimore's won 7 straight.
The Angels just got Justin Upton today. They're about to get Brandon Phillips. They're right there.
Up and away to Orlando Arcia. 273 hitting shortstop. How good was this guy going? He's hitting 299 over his last 88 games. And that includes 4 for his last 34.
Then the Orioles, though, I mean, they're playing fantastic baseball. They've won 7 in a row. I hope they have to have 2 playoff games to get to that playoff game.
Curveball. And Trey Turner catches it in the air, ending the second inning. So their pitcher will lead off. Gio will bat second in the top of the third.
Back to yesterday, why not? And check out the big right-hander's day. Unbelievable. Second complete game in his career. Just 6 hits. Struck out 8. Walked 1. Threw 110 pitches. 78 of those were strikes. And did a nice job of changing the looks that the Marlins saw every single time through the order. It ended with the ground ball to second. But I'll tell you what, the best way to describe yesterday is Stephen Strasburg flat out pitched. He didn't blow guys away. It wasn't the nasty curveball, the wipeout change, 12 strikeout. He just pitched. And that's the Stephen Strasburg that Dusty Baker would love to see in the playoffs. That was a beauty.
Yeah, 4 at bats, hit the ball hard 3 times. And as it turned out, his 5th inning leadoff homer was the only run needed to win that game. That was amazing. Michael A. Taylor did not go on the bunt. The appeal also said no bunt by Mark Ripperger down the first base side. Michael A at 262, 1 for 3 career against Zach Davies. 27 pitches, 16 strikes, first 2 innings. And then he's ripping. The count's 1-1.
I'm calling Zach Davies has been growing that beard all year. That's probably since opening day.
Wow, he is so good low in the zone.
That's opening day without a trim. I'm calling right now. That's Full Metal Jacket on the beard.
Taylor gets a breaking ball. Nabbed on the backhand side, and a great play by Perez. Doesn't come true at the other end with a throw that got away from Aguilar.
Well, even though that ball was hit hard, Perez knew that he had to get up and throw a speedy Michael A. Taylor out. And that's why he short hopped the throw. So they scored that a hit, and rightly so. He took a double away from Michael A. Taylor. That would have been a tough pick for Aguilar at first base. But great reflexes. Knew he had to hurry because of Taylor's speed. Any other runner, he probably, besides Turner, he probably stood up and made a better throw.
Yeah, 1-run game, that's a big play. Gio can sacrifice. He's done it 5 times this year. Creeping in is Perez at third. First base, Aguilar has to stay home with the runner. A very speedy one in Michael A. Taylor, who is 12 out of 16 stealing. Gio lays off the high one.
Zach Davies, a front shoulder guy. What's that mean? Even though he's quick to the plate, he comes set open toward first base, and the first thing you key on is his front shoulder as it rolls in. That might move before his left foot does. Watch when he comes set. The Dion Davies is what you might look at if you're at first, and when that moves, you go.
And about the only time Davies ever throws a pitch up is when somebody's trying to bunt. Long look. And Gio bunts it hard to the first baseman, who will wait for him and tag him. Very well done by Gio to Jesus Aguilar.
All right. Pups in the Park, presented by Budweiser's, back on Thursday, September 7th. Phillies in town, 7:05 start. Proceeds from Pups tickets benefit the Humane Rescue Alliance. To purchase, visit nationals.com/special ticket. Pups in the Park.
There's Trey Turner, bounce it a short first time up. And this one is through for an RBI single. Taylor scores easily. Turner digging for 2. In there.
Okay, I forgot how fast Trey Turner was until right now.
Yeah, ground ball, double.
Wait a minute. I'm thinking, okay, tie ball game, clutch knock. Sacrifice bunt, get him on, get him over, get him in. I look up, he's turning at first, put his head down, and he stretches a ground ball just to the left of a diving Arcia into a double. So how about this for a reminder of how fast Trey Turner is? We haven't seen it in a while, right? Watch this. I mean, he makes the field look small. He makes the base pass look like they're Little League bases. Unbelievable. Good hustle, great speed, and now Jason Worth has a chance to give his ball club the lead.
Turner 33rd RBI of the year. Worth takes a strike. And for Trey, his 15th double to go with 4 triples and 7 home runs. Worth is driven in 21. Big gap left center. There goes Turner to third. Throw is low, and he forces the Brewers into a drop with his 37th stolen base.
He's back. So a hustle double. Might have been out here with a good throw from Vogt, but because he rushed, he short hops Perez and Turner in safely. Now Jason Worth, with the infield back, has a chance to give his club a lead. Rick Council has the left side back.
Each team with a steal of third in the early going here. 0-2 to Worth, looking for contact. He's got contact, and that's an RBI. Turner coming home. Trey Turner driving in a run, and in quick fashion manufacturing the go-ahead run. 2-1 Nats.
Good job, 2 strikes, put the ball in play, knowing where the defense is. Trey Turner, you are fun to watch, my man. That was really cool.
So here's Murphy, 2 outs, bases empty.
Having the speed, Carp, and knowing how to use it, when to use it, and okay, I'm going to stretch this. Why not? It's early into a double. If I get thrown out, so what? And having the fearless nature to go ahead and do it. You know, I've seen fast guys that are timid on the bases. Trey Turner has no fear.
Understanding at a very young age what it is to put pressure on the other team.
I always thought the best base runners were guys that weren't afraid to get thrown out. And that doesn't mean run around like a chicken with your head cut off out there. It means just, hey, I'm going to be aggressive, and if I'm thrown out, I'm thrown out. But if you're scared to make mistakes on the bases, those are generally the worst base runners.
And I can't think of a better guy to have on this staff than Davey Lopes for a player like Trey Turner. I know years ago when Davey was in his first go round with the Nats, he really helped some of the youngsters and some of the guys who had speed how to go first to third, second to home, steal a bag, tag up. That man has been there and done it.
Well, you know what his steal sign is? He has his own personal one. It's, what are you still doing here? And he'll say it to runners in the middle of their lead, like Michael Taylor, Trey Turner.
Yeah.
It's kind of like his way of saying, dude, you should have been on second by now. So he'll say it to him. What are you still doing here?
And Daniel Murphy will take a base on balls. Turning into a long inning now for Zach Davies with his second walk of the game. Mercedes-Benz on the pitch cast.
That's low.
Davies lives down there. Good take. Now the shift is on. VR is behind the second base bag against Ryan, who hits a lot of balls right up the middle. And a strike up in the zone. Zimmerman chopper over the mound for a hit, first time up.
Yeah, 3 years ago in this ballpark, he was the left fielder.
Made a fine play, didn't he?
He did. He made a diving play in that long extra inning game. And I think he hit the home run in the 16th inning too, I'm being told. I can't remember.
Yeah, the
that.
go ahead.
I just remember him playing left field there. It's a regular utility player when you think about it. Third base, left field, first base.
Nats generating offense early. 2 runs on 3 hits. Couple of walks, and Ryan Zimmerman, who likes to hit in this ballpark, count in his favor. He was ripping. 2-2. Now VR walks over about 10 feet to his left. And Ryan's going to take one on the inside edge. Fooled on that. So the Nats are up 2-1. Nats history brought to you by University of Maryland University College. Gio shut out the Cardinals, the first of his career. His 17th win on his way to 21. A 5-hitter, 3 walks, 8 Ks, 109 pitches. So he shut down the Cardinals. Look at the reaction on the last out. Gio appeared to get a little choked up right there. His first career complete game shutout, a great accomplishment for any pitcher in this day and age. And now in his career, he has 4 complete games and 2 shutouts. We channel, of course, what Strasburg did yesterday. So he has 2, both shutouts. And Gio now 36 pitches, 21 strikes through 2. Facing the opposing pitcher, Zach Davies, who's 0 for 2 career against him until that swing. Just able to get it through beyond the speed of Trey Turner and right over Gio's glove. And Zach Davies' 6th hit of the year. First time around the order, the Brewers go 3 for 8 with a sac fly. Top of the order, Jonathan Villar. Struck out looking to start the game. And a bunt. But Gio's there. Now Murphy late getting to first, so it's going to be 2 on, nobody out. Ryan Zimmerman charging the bunt. So first base unoccupied long enough.
Yeah, where Murph was playing, though, I don't think he could get there. And once Ryan went for the bunt, the only play was at second. Look where Murph's starting. I mean, he did everything he could, and once Ryan vacated the premises, there was no chance for Daniel Murphy to get there. It wasn't like Murph was sleeping. He just was playing way up the middle. That's one where the first baseman and the pitcher have to communicate. I got it, I got it, I got it. Take it, take it, take it. You peel back to the base, and he flips it to you. And if Ryan charges that, he's got to take it and spin and throw to second. So first and second, nobody out. See if Perez decides to bunt.
So here's Perez, who doubled, stole third, and then came home on that fly ball to Daniel Murphy, caught in foul territory. For a sac fly when Murphy's 1-hop throw took a bad hop in the dirt on Matt Wieters. Count 0-1. Rendon even with the bag at third. Fastball inside. Very close.
He's pitching for the ground ball. He's trying to keep it down.
And the off speed had him lunging and got a grounder. RBI guy Ryan Braun waiting. Not as healthy and as dangerous as in years past. And here's Nissan on the entire at bat so far. So that was pitch number 4 that he was lunging for to pull foul. Swing and a miss. Now setting up a ground ball that could end the inning. Gio, 4th K of the night.
Sped him up inside with the fastball. So the changeup, the pitch before, tap foul, and that fastball in the inner half for strike 3. Perez late.
Ryan Braun. .978 RBIs. I don't think he's going to catch Robin Yount. He is second on the all-time Brewer list, but Yount drove in over 1,400 runs in his Brewers career. 1,406.
Wasn't he like a 19-year-old rookie?
He was. Out of play. Robin Yount drove in 1,406 runs and only drove in 100 3 times. That's how long he played and how consistent he was. Always had 75 to 85 or 90 a year. And a ball hit to the left side. Turner, Murphy, safe at first.
Yeah, Braun could still run, and he was hustling down the line. They tried to turn it, but that ball took a while to get to Trey Turner. Not hit real hard. Trey had to go to his right. That all takes time. Good feed to Daniel Murphy. Good turn by Murph. Just wasn't really developing as a double play ball off the bat based on how far Turner went and the speed of Ryan Braun. Everybody did everything right.
Gio waiting to get up on the hill as the Nats are taking a good look at this. And
contact.
Looks like we'll play on now.
Looking for contact on the slide.
First and third, 2 outs for Domingo Santana. This young man, originally drafted by the Phillies, traded to Houston in the Hunter Pence deal back in 11. 7-year minor leaguer, and he's become pretty good here in Milwaukee. 22 home runs, 66 RBIs, and 2 career against Gio, who struck him out first time on a nasty curveball down and in.
So the difference, Carp, in the double play today, before the double play rule, watch Daniel Murphy just hover over the bag. Back in the day, on a ball hit to the shortstop's right, as a second baseman, you had to clear yourself, come across, or back way off, or else you're going to get crushed. But now you could just hover over the bag and comfortably turn that without fear of somebody sliding hard into you. But that's one as a second baseman. You get to the base, your clock's going in your head. You know, the shortstop's going his right, the ball's not hit hard. I have to have my left foot on the base and almost jump toward the feed and clear myself way away from the base and then turn back across my body. But with the new rule, you could just hang out over the bag. The guy's got to slide into the bag. You're safe. And it's good for safety, but I think a lot of second basemen around baseball don't have to have the same ballet footwork that they did back in the day. So now you'll see middle infielders get a little lazy with the turn because they don't have to worry about their safety. I think it's good and it's bad. It's got its pluses, it's got its minuses. But as a middle infielder, before this rule, you really had to have quick feet. You had to come off the base and get rid of the ball all at once while the guy's barreling down on you. You don't have to do that anymore.
3-1 and Gio walks it. Boy, that 2-1 pitch was close. That one wasn't. And the bases are loaded. 2 outs for Jesus Aguilar. For Gio Gonzalez's first walk. Looking over his control numbers lately, they've been fantastic. Only once in his last 4 starts has he walked more than 1. And he hasn't walked more than 3 in a game since July 1st. Aguilar bouncing ball to Rendon, first time up. Yeah, Davey started all this, the pitcher, with a base hit. Way outside, 2-0.
It's only 6th time all year Gio's had a bases loaded situation.
Matt Wieters a quick visit.
Saw his reaction after ball 2, and he didn't want it to turn into ball 3 or maybe something worse.
Only the 6th time all year. So let's see if Gio can make it 6 for 6. That's really something. Big swing.
2-0 count, bases loaded. He tried to hit this to Laverne and Shirley's house. Fell down the middle of the swing.
That's a base hit to left. Davies scores. Braun coming in. Ball cut off. They've got the runner hung up, but Rendon couldn't get out of his glove. He does in time to throw out the runner at second base, Domingo Santana.
Murphy ain't leaving. He missed him. Murphy would be running off the field if he tagged him. He's staying. Murphy's telling you what just happened. Either missed him or he got back in. But Daniel Murphy is showing you all you need to see on this one. They're probably going to check it. Yeah, Craig Counsell saying headphones. Murph's got the ball in his hand. He did go off the field. So Anthony Rendon had trouble with the grip and the throw, and yeah, he's safe. And it really doesn't matter if Daniel Murphy sells the call or not. They're going to check it, and it looks like his foot got in. Unless there's no angle that they can see. I mean, that's the only chance you have, is that there's no definitive angle to overturn. It looked like he got back in to me, though.
Rear Chief Tom Hallion, Vic Carapazza, second base umpire, with him who made the call. I mean, it looked like a pretty sure thing, but the fact that it's going on this long.
Like I said, it has to be a definitive shot. You know, whether he got in or not is irrelevant if there's nothing to show that he got back. And every angle I'm seeing is kind of iffy. I think he knows he got in. I think Murph knows he got in. But is there something to show New York enough to overturn it? That's the question. I mean, it looks like he got in there, so I don't know. But sort of, maybe, and kindas don't work when you're going to overturn a call. It's got to be obvious.
So as they play happy together here in friendly Milwaukee, we continue to wait.
Let's eat some cheese. You know what the soup was at dinner tonight in media dining? Cheese soup.
It was not.
I swear, go figure.
They're selling a lot of cheese curds during this stoppage.
Where else would we have cheese soup? That is not a live shot, folks. They're looking at the Cubs Red Sox who aren't playing tonight.
We've told our fans here before. It's like the news when they put up the graphic that says file footage.
But that is, I mean, I've been there. That's
file video.
That's the room where all the magic happens.
Now, in my opinion, we've gone on far enough. And if they can't decide by now, the call should stand.
I agree. I'm with you 100%, partner. It takes this long. I mean, are they searching for different angles? Are they slowing it down? What they do is they blow it up. So I've seen it. They just touch the screen carpet. It's like your iPhone. You just do it with your hand, and it blows it up, I don't know, 100 times, and it stays cleared. Here we go.
They could not overturn it. And the 7-5-4 stands. Inning over. The Brewers, though, did pick up a couple of runs. Craig Counsell can't believe it.
He wants to know what they told him in his headset. That's what he's asking Tom Hallion. Two Brewers, back and forth affair. Trey Turner, we saw his speed on display with a hustle double. He stole third, scored a run, kind of sparked his ball club. Zach Davies been good. Gio's been good. A couple of good clubs locking horns here in Milwaukee.
So sometimes you know you're right, but you don't get the call. Lind, Rendon, Wieters, top of the fourth. Shift on for the former Brewer. Adam hit into a 6-4-3 double play first time up. Oh, he had a pitch up and in and trying to pull it out of here. Pretty cozy ballpark if you get it down the lines or straight away. Out in right field, there's a little notch out there that makes it deeper. And then a big time notch deep left center and right center. Lynn's going to go the other way and just miss a double.
You know, I'm thinking, and that's always a dangerous thing, Cart, but it goes to show you how reliant today's game of Major League Baseball is on angles, on calls. Yeah. That every single cameraman in this ballpark had a great look at that, but because of where people's bodies are, the slide, the tag, and the position of the cameras, you can't overturn a call that's already been made. You know, we see this challenge all the time, and there's usually a definitive shot, right? We'll get to the third replay, and there it is, he's safe. But every once in a while, the angles are such that it's hard to tell. And now we're reliant on the television broadcast to determine the outcome of maybe Game 7 of the World Series someday. On a maybe a similar call, who knows?
You might have a lot of players standing around and then a celebration takes place on a call. Lind, a long foul ball the other way. Count stays 0-2.
You have one dugout with champagne bottles in their hand, the other dugout with champagne bottles in their hand, and one team gets to pop them and the other team doesn't. Based on a replay challenge.
Mercedes-Benz on the AB here. Lind, it's a breaking ball. That's the shortstop, Arcia, on the right side of second base. One out, fourth inning. Rendon and Wieters the next two. So Zach Davies trying to recover from a 2-run 20-pitch third inning. That's finally got to him. That ended his earned run scoreless streak. It reached 15, actually 16 innings before Turner's RBI double. Rendon waiting and watching, and it's low. 1-1.
Craving a pizza for some reason. That's where you're sitting on something elevated. Any pitch, as long as it's up.
2-1. Fastball away.
Same way here.
Oh, they're going to say he didn't check. Been a lot more of those lately for Anthony.
You know, it's late in the season. Maybe his check swinging muscles are getting worn down a little.
Payout pitch. 2 walks already by Davies. Rendon, and that is a nasty hook at 74 that had lots of bite. Second K of the night, 2 outs.
All right, celebrate the start of a new school year with 50% off tickets to the Nats Braves series. Wow, September 12th through the 14th at Nats Park, get 50% off. Simply visit nationals.com/ticket and use promo code SCHOOL to get your 50% off. Some restrictions may apply.
Wieters, ground ball the other way first time.
Well, Matt Wieters usually likes to take a healthy rip when he's ahead 2-0.
Gets by the pitcher, but that's the shortstop out there. And for the second time in the inning, Arcia will make a play to the right of second base. The fourth inning of Nationals baseball, brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4 Toyota. What drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Top of those girders on the top of the roof, 300 feet tall. 3-0 Nats. Entertaining first 3.5 innings. Got some Jeep numbers for you on pitching. National League leaders as far as best records. So Steven Strasburg, these are ranked by winning percentage. That's what puts 11 in front of 13s. Strauss only 4 losses. Gio and Max 5 each. And Steven brilliant yesterday. Broxton, Vogt, Arcia. 6, 7, 8 for the Brewers in the bottom of the 4th, and Gio with his 57th pitch gets his 33rd strike. There's that big curveball.
I think if you pitch against the Marlins and you hit a home run as the pitcher and Giancarlo Stanton doesn't, you should automatically win that game right there. Just stop it at that point.
Stanton 0 for 4 yesterday. 1 ball out of the infield. Two. Big curveball. Gio throwing that thing down and into the right-handers. 5th K of the night.
The opponent's hitting 154 against Gio's curveball this year. That was a beauty.
Steven Vogt, base hit to right first time.
Before tonight, get this, Gio's thrown 677 curveballs on the air. Opponents were 19 for 162 against that pitch. So that means, you know, they only put 162 of those in play. With 19 hits.
Yeah.
677 curveballs. Thrown 496 changeups this year before tonight. Opponents 30 for 147 against the changeup for a 204 average. So over 1,000 off-speed pitches.
And this pop-up straight back. So off that curve, 11.7% are hits.
What kind of numbers get you in the race you're looking at right now? Guy in the middle is leading the race, in my opinion. And a couple of nasty lefties in there, too.
Yeah, has Jake Arrieta pitched himself into the conversation. He has 14 wins now. His ERA down to 3.36. He is not in the top 10 in strikeouts or in innings. Great off-speed pitch, and unfortunately it had some spin and went foul.
Remember when Steven Vogt was playing for the A's? We were saying Steven Vogt for Ryan Zimmerman the whole series. That was before the All-Star break, and I feel like he's part of the reason why Ryan started the All-Star game. You're looking at him.
That Oakland series when Jason got hurt a long time ago. Fastball challenged him, foul off to the left.
And Ryan's first half probably the main reason why he made the All-Star team.
He's been impressive. Within a lineup of great hitting. Now Gio jams the left-handed batter. Anthony Rendon for the second out. More on Gio. Here's Dan.
Bob, Steven Vogt, the only left-handed hitter in the lineup for the Brewers today. That's probably because Gio, while he has always been good against lefties, has been downright filthy against them lately. Over the last 30 days, lefties have an on-base plus slugging percentage of just 190 against Gio Gonzalez. Far and away the best in the majors in that time span. So Craig Counsell only going with one lefty in his starting lineup today.
Yeah, and they're hitting 128 against them lefties since the All-Star break with a 171 on base percentage. So yeah, that was an easy decision. Well, Pena's hurt. Their other catcher kind of tweaked his hip recently, so he had to stick him in there. Yeah. Didn't have a choice, or he went with the other guy.
Yeah, right-handed hitter Pena hitting .281. And this one out to shortstop for Trey Turner. So Gio, a really good bounce back inning after 20 pitches and 2 runs in the 4th. 1-run game.
National Smile, it's almost Friday. Providing innovative high-value dental and vision benefits to area employers and individuals. Dominion National Smile, it's almost Friday.
Maybe some cotton candy in his recent past.
Changing seats, he's at the other end of the bench.
Dusty looking for offense here. Taylor, Gio, and Turner, top of the 5th inning.
One of the between innings contests they have here at Miller Park is stacking empty beer cans. Shocker.
Plenty of empties. Michael A. Taylor ripped a ball third base way last time. Hernan Perez made a good glove play, tried to throw him out. Low throw, and they missed connections at the other end. Base hit all the way from Michael, who this time hits one to right. In and to his left. Santana, first out. 5th inning. Nats road ahead. Driven by your local Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyFirst.com. Tomorrow night, same time, Tanner Roark and right-hander Jimmy Nelson. He's 10-6. Max Scherzer, Brandon Woodruff, a rookie who's 1-1. That's a Saturday 7:10. And then Sunday at 2:10, Edwin Jackson and Matt Garza. Tanner Roark. In his career, 3-0 against Milwaukee in 5 games, 4 starts. He'll be looking for his 12th. Things going well for him. And he's in the upper Midwest where he feels so much at home.
Some talk about Matt Garza not starting that game on Sunday, and after his last outing against the Cardinals where he got shelled, but Greg Counsell said he's going to stick with him as of now, and that was yesterday when he said that, so we'll see.
Trey Turner, double, RBI, steal, run last time. What more can one guy do on one trip around the bases? 2-1 to Gio and a comeback.
Well, we'll show you what Bob's talking about with some Geico highlights. Go back to the 3rd inning. Leadoff single and an RBI, right? Wrong. It's a hustle double. He never stopped, and then he stole 3rd. Put pressure on Stephen Vogt. He bounced the throw, and then Jason Worth with the infield back and 2 strikes on him. Don't forget that part. Puts it in play for an RBI, and Dusty loving seeing Trey Turner hustle around the bases back in the lineup and giving Jason some love too.
Yeah, the Washington Manufacturing Company back in business with Trey Turner in that leadoff spot.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
Here he is with 2 outs. So anything not right at an outfielder, Trey's thinking 2 bags. This time he's thinking bunt. Streaming down the line, and he is safe. An RBI double and a bunt base hit, and now you know what's on his mind.
Well, I looked up and I saw Jonathan VR, and he was about 4 steps off of the grass. Like, almost like there was a runner on third, and I'm thinking, why is he playing so shallow? Well, this is why. Look where VR is. That's inside of double play depth. The scouting report said take the bunt away from Trey Turner. He'll push it towards second. This one was toward first. Zach Davies did everything he could. He's just too fast. Watch him run, folks. My, how we've missed this, right? Speed kills.
All right, well, here's Jason Worth, the number 2 hitter who, as you mentioned, the RBI grounder came on a 2-strike count. He doesn't mind taking a pitch or 2, and you would expect something to happen very early in this at bat. VR, the second baseman, playing up the middle. He would just have to come straight forward to take a throw. Strike 1. Trey is 37 out of 43. 10 behind D. Gordon for second. Billy Hamilton 54.
I'll tell you what, if Trey Turner hones that skill where he can drop one to third, push one to second, he'll win a batting title someday. If he does that once a game, once every other game, and does it successfully, because even if he's not successful with it, you saw where VR was. You have infielders playing you in. Perez was on the grass at third, so now that opens up all kinds of holes. You're essentially hitting with the infield in, runner on third with nobody on. If, with your speed, you get down a bunt here, get down a bunt there, it opens up all kinds of holes, on top of adding 1 or 2 or 3 hits a week.
Yeah.
Via the bunt.
Well, D. Gordon's won a batting title.
Exactly.
He bunts a lot. Target in on 1 and 2. And on a busted bat, that ball's going to check up. Dropped by Aguilar, and he had plenty of time to get Worth. Trey Turner's 2 for 3. The Nats have stranded 3 runners in a 1-run game.
We like Miller Park. It's a good yard. Nats Pass returns for the final month of the regular season, offering fans all 13 September home games for just $65. Enjoy big matchups against the Phillies, Braves, Dodgers coming to town. That'll get a lot of play nationally. Pirates are coming into town too. So standing room areas at Nats Park for a low, low, low price. Visit nationals.com/NatsPass today.
Bottom of the 5th. Zach Davies got a 2-run rally started with a base hit up the middle last time up. So he's 1 for 3 career against Gio. Gio is 0 for 3 career with a sacrifice against him.
Gio trying to get into a rhythm in this one. You know, you've seen him all year, and his tempo has been a lot quicker than past years, but today he just, for whatever reason, having trouble getting into a rhythm.
"70 pitches, 41 strikes coming into this inning. And he just walked the pitcher, leading off the 5th. Second walk tonight. Villar, a strikeout in the 1st, bunt, base hit in the 3rd.
Well, maybe Trey Turner saw that and said that's a good idea. Those might be the whitest cleats I've ever seen in my life, by the way. And that's coming from a guy who played for the A's. Those are, yeah, I'm going, those are officially the whitest cleats I've ever seen.
Very interesting look. This one well hit to right. Worth going back, and it is gone. 5-2 Milwaukee. Here comes Bernie the Brewer, and as we mentioned coming into the ballgame, Gio gave up 1 home run all month until that swing. Villar batting left-handed went opposite field yesterday.
Let's see what the pitch was. It was a curveball, which for Gio this year has been maybe the toughest pitch to elevate, but that one kind of stayed up. And Villar maybe trying to hit that hole between 1st and 2nd. Got underneath it and rode it out of here. You could tell he was trying to go that way by the swing.
Out to short. Perez running, safe as he goes head first into the first base bag.
Gotta check that.
Mark Ripperger on the call.
So there's the jump throw from Trey. Might have taken a click longer. We'll see if Perez got his hand in there. I think he's out. Now, based on that replay, tough call for a first base umpire when he doesn't have the sound of the foot hitting the bag and the sound of the ball hitting the glove. That's usually what they judge it by.
Bats are challenging.
Yeah, it looked like the throw was in Ryan's glove before Perez's hand got to the bag. Tough to tell on that one. This is the one I thought I saw him out. The white gloves and the white bag make it hard to see, doesn't it? What do you got here? Tough to tell.
Crowd hasn't reacted much to any of the replays they've seen.
He thinks he's safe. I mean, it's hard for me to get on for sliding at first. I used to do the same thing, but you know, there's studies and sports science guys that have done it, and they'll tell you when you slide, it causes drag and it actually slows you down, and that's why people slide.
Runner is safe,
and it's faster to run through it. It's definitely safer to run through it on most occasions in a dome. Tough to overturn, right? You just can't see. ball hitting Ryan's glove. Then you look down real quick and you can't see if that hand's on the base or not.
Yeah, first time I saw that angle, I thought he was out. So a walk, 2 hits in a row. And Zach Davies getting on base in the 3rd and the 5th innings have led to bad things for Gio. Only the 2nd time this year he's given up 5 earned runs. He gave up 6 May 8th at Baltimore in a 6-4 loss.
Tell you, we've seen games in this ballpark get weird. And it's hard for Gio to see the end of the tunnel right now, but if he holds the Brewers to 5 runs, he might win this game. Or at least get a no decision.
Ryan Braun, 0 for 1, foul sac fly, fielder's choice grounder. Or the Nats came close to turning that double play on the ball he hit in the 3rd. And then with a 2-out life, they were able to score 2 runs. As that piece said, Turner had to go to his right, make a long throw, and Murphy did the best he could getting the ball to Zimmerman. Perez 11 for actually 12 for 15 now stealing after he swiped 3rd 4 innings ago. Brewers a good running ball club, most stolen bases in the major leagues with 107.
So Hernan Perez came to play tonight. When you talk to Brewers people, they say that's how he is every night. Yeah, from the double his first time up, stole 3rd, tagged on a short fly ball to Murph. Diving into first base right there, made a nice play at 3rd base. His throw couldn't be picked at first by Aguilar, but you talk about a guy that stood out tonight, you're looking at him.
Nats have turned 113 double plays. To Rendon, to Murphy, to Zimmerman, around the horn, 2 down.
How many double plays have the Nats turned?
114 FP.
Nice. Got it, baby. That wasn't an easy play. This infield looks like it's real hard. Ball is getting on the infielders quicker than I've seen in a long time. Reminds me of Turner Field's infield.
Oh, you're talking about the Georgia State Football Stadium. Yeah, that was a hard infield.
Is that what it is now?
They've undergone a transformation down there. Yeah, they're going to use it and do some things with it. By the way, I saw an interesting story. The new Falcons Stadium open, Mercedes Field, right? Hot dogs $2, sodas $2, beers $5. For the football fans of Atlanta, the owner said he wants them to be able to buy food for the same price they can across the street.
Well, they have a Chick-fil-A in there, but they're not open on Sundays, so that makes 0 sense.
So if you are really hungry, get a ticket to a Falcons game.
How do you open a Chick-fil-A in a football stadium in the NFL? If you're not open on Sundays, and they're not going to open it on Sundays apparently. Well, I haven't seen that story in a while. Maybe they've changed, but last I saw.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Domingo Santana.
Wait, what? The games are on Sundays? No.
I saw a story where a gentleman from Houston called the Chick-fil-A and said, I need a couple of breakfast sandwiches and a boat. And the owner of the store brought a boat to his house so they could get out.
That's awesome.
Can you believe that?
So many good stories.
Amazing stories coming out of it. Now that is customer service. Astros won today, by the way. They got the finale of that 3-game series in St. Petersburg. 3-2, and there's that hook. Out to Trey Turner, moving to his left. So the big homer by VR after the walk. Now the Nats down 3.
Bob and FP talking last half inning about Hurricane Harvey and all the devastation going on in Houston. Well, 2 Nationals who have ties to Houston have launched a You Caring page hoping to raise funding for flood relief in the Houston area, and that page has gotten a ton of support from Nationals fans. Anthony Rendon and Matt Albers launching this page the other day already raised more than $85,000. Rendon telling me that while some of that is from current and former teammates, much of it is from fans, which he thinks is truly awesome. And Albers told me that money will go directly to a few Houston area food banks and shelters. If you're interested in donating, there's the website. And Max Scherzer and his wife Erica also doing a great thing, guys, pledging to cover all adoption fees for Humane Rescue Alliance through the weekend to clear spaces for animals impacted by the hurricane. If you're interested in assisting, information can be found online. Great to see the baseball community, the sports community coming together in a really tough time like this.
Well said, Dan. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. It's our Coons.com sideline report. Here we go. Top 6. Murphy, Zimmerman, Lind. 75 pitches for Zach Davies. And he tried to paint inside and just missed. Two runs, 5 hits so far. Down and in to strike out Daniel Murphy. Only Murphy's 58th K of the year. So the Nats box, the scoring all in the third when Michael A. Taylor led off with that hot shot single to third. Gio bunted him over. Turner doubled him in. It looked like a single. Trey made it into 2, stole third, and scored on the Worth RBI ground ball. Since then, 1 bunt hit by Turner last inning. Third strikeout there for Zach Davies. Zimmerman, his first victim, looking to end the third inning. And a drive to right, but right in the tracks of Santana. That ball, a low liner carrying almost to the track.
All right, DC Lexus dealers donate $250 to the Children's National Health System for the first 200 home runs hit by the Nats this year. Lexus, experience amazing. So in case you haven't figured it out by now, with a month left to go in the season, the truck likes to read that promo and channel a home run, and it's worked. I'm going to say close to double digits this year. They like lefty-righties matchups, and they like this one.
Adam Lind knows this ballpark really well. 2 grounders. They're overshifted on him here, and that's a strike on the outside edge. Funny how you see a guy, and the Nats didn't see him a lot because he was with Toronto from 06 through 14. A couple of times in interleague play. Saw him here 2 years ago in the midst of a 20 home run, 87 RBI season. But you just don't know how good a guy is until you see him play every day, or in his case, nearly every day. That ball hit hard. VR well out into right field, and the Nats are down still by 3. Two full-row Nats having a hard time right now with Zach Davies. Congratulations to the Gulf Coast League Nationals. They have clinched the Eastern Division and on to the first round of the playoffs this weekend. They've won 34 out of 54. Brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. And when you have insight, you know how to handle your finances with confidence. Sausage Race, longtime staple here in Milwaukee. Is that the churro way out ahead? Chorizo, sorry. Churro more of a dessert. No pileups. Not
all right.
that close.
There they are. There's my paisan, number 3. You know, while we're on it, and I'm not going to sit here and name everybody, the Nats player development staff deserves a huge tip of the cap for this team being where they are and all the help they've sent from the minor leagues, and not just any kind of help. Guys jumping in and contributed to a first place ball club and giving Dusty Baker a lot of help this year with a lot of injuries. So, you know, you don't see the scouts, the coaches, the trainers in AA, AAA, A-ball that makes Wilmer Defoe a great baseball player, and Michael A. Taylor and Brian Goodwin and the guys that have plugged in this year. But, you know, those guys are riding buses, staying in horrible hotels, making no money so that this ball club can be 30 games over 500 and 15 games in first place. They wouldn't be where they are right now without the player development staff doing the job that they've done over the years.
Well said. There is nobody in minor league baseball who's overpaid.
You know, we get in the everyday grind of the big leagues. We forget about the guys in the bushes doing all the hard work. So, been there, done that. It's not easy.
So the Brewers box, Hernan Perez manufacturing, they're running the first. Big blow, VR's 2-run homer that took a 3-2 game and made it a 3-run affair. That happened last inning. And then if you don't get the pitcher out in the National League, you got a problem. Zach Davies has singled, walked, and scored twice.
Gio doing all kinds of weird stretches there. Matt Wieters gave him a minute.
Called him out.
He's not feeling right. Something's going on with Gio. He winced after that. And here comes Mike Maddox. Here comes Paul Lessard. We've been seeing things earlier, but you don't want to be an alarmist because Gio always makes faces and stretches out every single start. But we picked something up earlier. And then now with Wieters out there in that last pitch and the winds, here comes Paul Lessard, and he can't get hurt. He has no choice. You can't get hurt. I want to say it's a hip or maybe a glute. There's no need to take a chance, and all those guys huddled around Gio. He's laughing, know that. He said something funny. So here's the last pitch, fastball strike 3. But watch Gio, forget about the pitch. And then he stretches out. Looks like he's trying to stretch the lower half, maybe the lower back.
Next up is Keon Broxton, 2 swinging strikeouts. Curveball is low, 2-1. So Eastern time into the 10 o'clock hour here. Bob FP and Dan at Miller Park in Milwaukee. The all-time series between these two teams since 2005 separated by 1 win. Milwaukee 43-42. 25-16 in this building over the years. And now Gio laboring in the bullpen working with Sean Kelly. Goes to a 3-1 count on Keon Broxton. This one to left, no carry on it. Adam Lind in, 2 down. Inside the Numbers brought to you by Jeep. So lately it's been close as well at Miller Park since the start of 13. Runs. The batting average has shocked me. This is a hitter's park, and the Nats and Brewers have always been ready to hack. Slugging okay, bullpens have been pretty good. Not the numbers you would expect offensively with these two teams in this building. Here's the catcher, Stephen Vogt. Gio due to bat 4th in the 7th. So a move coming, you would think, no matter what. Long 6 innings, he's had 102 pitches. Right under his average.
I think it's his left hip or his low back. He keeps stretching it. Probably told him it was a cramp.
Two-1. Good curveball. Rendon's going to take a shot. Stephen Vogt not fast, but there was so much real estate over there. He's 2 for 3.
Yeah, a little cue shot. Beats the shift. I'm kind of glad Gio didn't go for that.
Orlando Arcia, 2 balls to short, 1 a liner in the 2nd inning, on which Turner picked it off just above his shoe tops, and then a ground ball to trade to end the 4th inning.
108 pitches coming. Dusty on the top step. I think this is the last hitter no matter what, even with Davies coming up. Yeah, there's no reason to take a chance. Yeah, that's got to be it, right?
3-0 fastball missed.
Mike Maddox said something to Dusty Baker to convince him. And that was worth a new toothpick.
This will officially be the first visit from Maddox because the other one was due to possible injury.
This is a checkup right here. You good? What do you got? You all right? You sure? 100%. Don't lie to me. What do you want to throw? Okay, let's get this guy up.
Zach Davies has been a pain in the number 9 spot tonight. Leadoff single, 3rd inning, led to 2 runs. Leadoff walk, 5th inning, led to 2 runs.
I mean, the upside is if you get it out, you could possibly sneak out of here with a win if your ball club scores a bunch for you in the 7th. Zach Davies is swinging like a 3-hole hitter tonight. I did not know he had that as part of his arsenal.
Good late break. Wieters handles the bounce.
It's only one start in Gio's last 17 where he threw under 100 pitches. That was on the 15th against the Angels where he threw 91.
And Davies fouls off the fastball at 88.
There's been only 3 starts all year where Gio's thrown under 100 pitches. 90 his first start against the Marlins. 96 against the Mariners, and the one I told you about on the 9th against Miami.
Got him. Changeup running away. So Gio, quite a battle tonight. 7 strikeouts through 6, giving up 5 runs on 8 hits. Looks a little irritated at whatever's going on. Battles his way through 6. We'll see if he's done for the night. But, you know, the big thing about this ball club right now, such a big lead, things going so well. The only thing that can derail you, injuries.
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't have left him out there if he wasn't okay, number one. Number two, Zach Davies is a pretty darn good pitcher. I mean, he's given the Nats fits. He pitched 7 2/3 shutout against them last time at Nats Park. And number three, you have a skinny tie on tonight, so we're going to go with that as a rally tie. Bob never wears skinny ties, so that's got to be worth something.
About half the width of the usual. Did your phone tell you to say that?
It did. My iPhone tells me when to stand up, when to sit down. It should tell me when to shut up, but it doesn't.
Well, we'll find out about Gio because he's due to bat 4th here as we go top 7. Zach Davies, 83 pitches, 52 strikes. Craig Counsell, we come to Milwaukee. He reminds me of when Ron Renicky managed here. They're shifting on just about everybody. Defenses all over the place. And so it's a shift on Rendon, who hits the ball to all fields. Anthony 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. That's pitch number 84. Strike call. 1-1.
Nobody looks stressed. Good news.
Rendon to right center. There's no shift for that. He's aboard, and Anthony Rendon now is 8 for his last 16 over 5 games.
I'm telling you, I think based on the shift, he's trying to do this. Look at the inside-out swing. He had one guy on the right side. That was the first baseman. So he got under it a little bit. That's a pretty swing. All right. Skinny tie, 1 for 1. Here we go.
Weeder's 2 ground balls. It's gone the other way both times. At least in terms of the fielders. The 6-3 ground ball was a bit to the right of second base, and Arcia is playing him up the middle again. Nats have 5 hits. They've stranded 3. Their second hit since Turner's double back in the 3rd inning. Trey had the bunt, of course, in the 5th. So the bottom of the order starting to get things going here. That's right-hander Jacob Barnes.
I'm telling you, you want anybody in there but the guy on the mound right now. Whatever happens, if you get in their bullpen, you'll live with the outcome tonight. Not their bullpen's bad. It's just not Zach Davies, who's really good.
Their bullpen does have a 4 ERA. So Taylor next. Craig Counsell knows he's got to win. A situation where they just feel like they have to win every night.
Are they scoreboard watching? They have to be, right? Cubs 5-2 over the Braves in the 7th.
By the Cubs, yeah. They're trying to win their 4th in a row. St. Louis behind Michael Wacha against Matt Cain at San Francisco later. Weeders, and that is a possible double play ball on a 6-5-3. Shortstop up the middle, third baseman Perez coming over.
Pretty good play. Better pick by Aguilar at first. Watch this. Lead him to the bag, and then he throws a short hop to the first baseman. Watch the feed. Did he touch the bag? Looked like he did. Good pick by Aguilar. When's the last time we've scoreboard watched? 2012? I think it is.
I don't know. For me, probably May of 17 when the Mets were in first place for a couple days. This one's going to plug the gap. Michael A. Taylor is 2 for 3. And that'll get Wilmer Defoe to the plate here in the 7th inning, pinch hitting for Gio. Good night for Michael A.
Yeah, 2 for 3. Single, double. Could have had a couple of doubles. Perez robbed him of 1. Still got a single out of it. Look at him roll the wrist. Did you just say you scoreboard watched in May of 17? Nobody watches scoreboards in May. I'm talking about a legitimate pennant race.
Yeah.
I mean, 2012, I think, with the Braves, the last time we had to look up and see how they were doing, how the Nats were doing.
I'd say when the Nats and Mets may be battling it out in 15.
Yeah.
That was a time when we were a little obsessed.
I'm not complaining. Just saying, that's how dominant this ball club's been.
Wilmer Difo, 1 for 15 as a pinch hitter. On his spot start basis, he's done everything right this year.
Well, what he's done so well, just staying down that crouch. As a hitter, if you come up out of it, as you look at highest average on balls in play, Wilmer Difo right up there with Dexter Fowler. Did Fowler get traded today? Heard he was in some trade talks. Not yet.
PNC with those numbers. I don't know. That would be throwing in the towel on the season, right?
But a lot of times when you're in that crouch, you have a tendency to come up out of it, and that makes the ball move even if it's straight, right? Because your head's going down to up. And the key when you get down in that thing is to stay low. And Wilmer's done a nice job of staying in it and not coming up.
1-2. Difo on a hook strikes out. Only 4 Ks by Zach Davies, but he's done it to the Nats again. He's gone at least 7 twice. Back for the first pitch, bottom 7. It's Sean Kelly to Jonathan Villar. So Sean, 33-year-old right-hander, 28th appearance, just off the DL. 22 innings, 24 hits, and 18 runs. Homers have been an issue with 11. And that one upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I mean, key to keep it a 3-run game. It's not a huge deficit in this ballpark. And it looks like Zach Davies is done for the night, so key for Sean Kelly to get his ball club right back in the dugout and see what happens. A couple of chances left.
High in the air and well foul. Davies 96 pitches in 7 innings, 62 strikes. And if he's done for the night and they hold on, that kid has 16 wins. Good night for VR with 2 hits and the homer last time. This one to right. Jason Worth stalking it for the first out. Potomac Nationals accepting deposits for full and half season plans for next year. You can lock in pricing from this year for the 18 season. Call them, log on. Here's Hernan Perez, and Sean Kelly bolts the inside edge up in the zone with a fastball. Nice late break. 1-2. And this one for Ryan Zimmerman. Fair ball when he catches it. And a couple of quick outs for Sean Kelly. With Ryan Braun next.
Slider down the way. Ooh, that's a direct hit. Tom Hellion just got smoked. He just said, wow. You got to take a second here. I mean, that's a direct hit.
All of his crew members coming in to his aid, plus the home trainer. He tends to the umpire.
He's done for the night. You could tell. So trainers have concussion protocol with a list of questions they ask players and umpires in this situation. It's like a quick test. Something about the Pythagorean theorem. Can you recite that to me real quick? And if they don't, they're done.
For the players, it's the infield fly rule.
Count from 8 million backwards to 1. I think he's okay.
Yeah, smiles, and that's great to see. That's a great umpire there. Crew chief, 28 years.
Watch this.
In the big leagues.
Watch where the ball goes. I mean, this is a direct hit on the foul tip. And watch his mask just kind of compress. I guess it was off to the side. Looking at it again. Maybe that's the difference in him staying in the game and not. Watch it just kind of ricochets. Whoa.
Yeah, Tom wears pretty much the old school mask. Staggered by that. Matt Wieters there to help stabilize him so he wouldn't go down.
Got him in the right cheek.
Yeah, he was rubbing that area and probably have a shiner soon. The count is 0-2 to Ryan Braun. And he's going to calmly stroke a base hit to right. Next up, Domingo Santana, and here's where Sean Kelly has to put an end to the 7th inning right now. Nats cannot afford to fall behind any farther. Anthony Swarzak has been throwing for Milwaukee.
Braun had a little lean going there. He's the kind of guy you don't pay attention to him. He'll rip one.
Ryan Braun, 189 career steals. High in the air, right center, not that deep. Michael A. Taylor's call. 7th inning over. Sean Kelly getting his job done, and now Turner, Worth, and Murphy. Copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. Down in the Milwaukee River, downtown. couple of miles east of where we play here at Miller Park. Beautiful evening.
It's made of cheese and beer.
Choose a winning team for your vehicle. Jiffy Lube for value and convenience. JiffyLubeDC.com. 33-year-old right-hander, 31-year-old right-hander Anthony Swarzak. 4 wins, 2.23 ERA, 41 games with the White Sox before coming here. 37 hits in 48 innings, 52 strikeouts. And he was traded over here for Ryan Cordell on July 26th. Minor league outfielder, third baseman. So for Milwaukee, Swarzak 14 games, 12 hits and 12 innings, 19 Ks, so he's a strikeout guy. Nats need Trey Turner on here to get the disruption thing going as he faces Swarzak for the first time.
Yeah, fastball 95, slider 51% of the time at 87. There it is.
Loud contact, deep right center, off the wall. And then it bounces back past the other outfielder, and it's going to be a stand-up triple for Trey Turner. Almost left the yard. And when Broxton came over and couldn't make contact, that was 3 bags easy.
So double, single, triple for Trey Turner tonight. Give him another at-bat. Guy who already hit for the cycle this year once, flirted with it a couple other times, just misses his first home run since coming off the DL, and we have been having fun watching Trey run around the bases, gliding into third with a stand-up triple. Yeah, that ball kicks any further, it's 4 bases.
5th triple of the year. Worth. Shift on for Jason. Swing and a miss. Jason 0 for 1 career against this right-hander. It seems like he's driving himself off the pitching rubber and almost going down as he makes his delivery.
I'm telling you, when you have a guy that's having his way with you and has had his way with you a couple of times, you just want anybody else on the mound. Doesn't matter. Just a different look. And it's no offense to whoever comes in. You just want to see somebody else as a hitter.
Slider up and a lot of the plate 0-2. Worth 1 RBI tonight, 21 on the year. Reaching. That's fair ball. Took a while for the call to come. So Worth is out, but it's a 5-3 game. So you can get a lot of RBI sitting behind Trey Turner on ground balls.
I'll tell you what, he took off on contact right there. That was an interesting dynamic of that play. Tom Hallion looked at Phil Cuzzy at third, and they were both looking at each other. Nobody made a call. Is that Phil Cuzzy at third, though? That's what my scorecard said. It doesn't look like him. Either way, Trey Turner breaking down the line. Nice read. We got the fair foul call as soon as we got the out call at first.
I think Phil Cuzzy's at second base.
Yep.
Umpire sheet, as it often is, game 1 of a series, wrong. So here's Murphy, 0 for 2 with a walk. And he touches one to left that goes foul.
That would have been a beautiful thing. Watch the drive to the pennant with MLB.tv every night on every device. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live. Plus, get a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Visit MLB.tv for details.
1-2 to Murphy. Fastball up, 2 down.
That was nasty. Over the top, slow delivery, and then explodes on you with the release point right over the top that might have had some run back on it. Watch how slow the windup is. Slow, 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 and then boom. 96 with some arm side run.
Mercedes-Benz on the pitch cast. And now Ryan Zimmerman with 2 outs in the 8th. Trying to get a board for Adam Lind. Ball 1.
The crowd's uneasy right now, aren't they? It's super quiet in here all of a sudden. It's like they're expecting the worst. You can kind of feel it or sense it in the ballpark.
Brewers have had kind of a roller coaster season. And I'm talking about roller coasters not just in terms of wins and losses, but during some of the wins. We'll tell you about that in a second. If the inning ends, we'll get to it shortly.
You're feeling it, right? Or sensing it? I mean, it's just a weird vibe right now.
Ryan Zimmerman fouls one out of play to the right. Look at this. These are games they've won, but they've blown leads. Highest percentage of losses via blown leads. So 2/3 of the time when they lose a game, they were ahead during the ballgame. Thus the uneasiness.
Now they're trying to play happy polka music to listen to everybody up.
Now if that doesn't get you going, what will?
All I listen to.
2-2. Zimmerman will take a slider that catches the outside edge. Nets are gone. Turner and Worth team up, and it's a 2-run game. Win. As I mentioned earlier tonight, good ERA, 3.07 career against Milwaukee. 5 games, 4 starts. So they've never beaten them. Jimmy Nelson is 10-6. He pitched well against the Nats July 26th. 7 innings, couple of earned runs. That game turned out to be an 8-5 Washington win as they hit the bullpen hard late.
It's time for Toyota Strikeouts for Children. The Washington area Toyota dealers want to help those kids and their families by donating $37 to the Children's NIH for every strikeout. Did you see a Nats pitcher execute this year?
Matt Grace, the Nats 28-year-old lefty. 34th appearance, 42 hits in 42 innings, 25 strikeouts, walked 17. Had a pretty solid second half. First up, Jesus Aguilar, who hasn't faced Matt before.
A 61.1% ground ball rate, so that means 61% of the outs he gets is via the ground ball.
And a ball well hit, right field corner. Worth after it, and it short hops the wall. Rumbling into second, Jesus Aguilar with his second hit of the night.
A leadoff double just kept slicing away from Jason Worth and right. He had no chance. You were just wondering if it was going to stay in the yard. And rumbling's the right term. Jason made that actually way closer than I thought it was going to be at second.
Ian Broxton is next. Huge run out there. They get that one in. The Nats need 2 base runners to threaten the tie.
Yeah, the slider's been the pitch for Matt this year. Opponents hitting just .213 against his slider. 10 for 47.
Matching up with Broxton for the first time. Lind very deep in left. Any base hit to that side of the ballpark, so run easily. And a foul tip. This one driven to right center. Jason Worth back to get it. And then reading the fly ball, Aguilar to third on the first out.
That's a good at bat by Keon Broxton. You're going to get some high fives going back to his dugout. You wonder if that game last night fired the Brewers up. The game yesterday, I should say.
Yeah.
You know, Broxton made that play at the last out. Now, you could take momentum like that into the next day, and it seems like the Brewers kind of have. They're playing a good ball game tonight. Nats with 3 outs left and trying to keep this a 2-run deficit.
There's the catcher, Stephen Vogt, who's 2 for 3. So the Nats infield in.
I mean, I would think, Carp, you'd have more excitement in the clubhouse after the way the game ended yesterday for the Brewers than if Craig Counsell's club would have walked off the Cardinals.
A walk-off web gem.
Yeah.
That'll make it a 3-run game. Stephen Vogt, FP mentioned in there because of his bat and the injury to Manny Pena, is 3 for 4 tonight.
You got to bring the infield in here. You can't afford to give up any more runs. So the right play by Dusty Baker, just a hard hit ground ball right back up the middle.
Guy hitting .217 with Oakland comes in here and he's way over 300. Orlando Arcia, the number 8 hitter. Corey Knebel on the left, their closer, if it stays a 3-run game. Jacob Barnes if they tack on another, it appears. Knebel almost blew a save yesterday. He was on the mound when that play was made by Broxton. He has 30 saves. He's blown 5. Number 9 spot on deck, and that's the former Pirate, the former Met, Neil Walker. And this one to right, not hit that hard, enabling it to fall in front of Jason Worth. So the Brewer hitters have had a nice approach against Matt Grace, taking it the other way.
Well, he threw a lot of fastballs, and he's been up with the fastball.
That was my next question. Is he leaving too many pitches up?
Well, I mean, on the left-on-left matchup, he challenged Stephen Vogt with all fastballs. I don't think he mixed in a slider, and then right there, another pitch up. So Grace, known for the ground balls, is having trouble getting it down tonight. And I think Mac Maddox trying to calm him down and tell him, hey, just lower your sights, get you a ground ball, and let's hit.
Well, Neil Walker, sort of the de facto replacement for Daniel Murphy in New York. 282 there last year, 23 homers. 264 this year, 10 homers in 73 games. And the Mets traded him to the Brewers for a player to be named later, just 19 days ago. So with Milwaukee, he's 14 for 45, hitting .311.
Three for 4 right-handed as a Brewer. Did you say that?
No. Thanks for adding on. That's good. Sure.
You know what's cool about what the Mets did? All the guys they traded to good teams. And it tells you what they think about the player, I think. And maybe they got the player back they wanted to. It was that simple. But when you talk about Curtis Granderson going to the Dodgers, Neil Walker coming to the Brewers. Lucas Duda going to the Rays. You know, and maybe those teams had the best farm systems and they got the highest return for him, but they all landed in good spots.
Yeah, Rene Rivera to the Cubs. Kind of sad to see that David Wright had to shut down his latest rehab / comeback just the other day. But back to the Brewers, where Walker has done well, and now he's got a 2-2 count. Breaking ball, he stays with it, fouls it off.
Yeah, we like David Wright. He was a class act all the way.
I sure enjoyed watching him and Ryan battle it out all those years. Two guys from the same part of Virginia. Matt Grace needs a ground ball at somebody. And the breaking ball fills the count with 1 out. A catcher at second, a speedy shortstop behind him.
Yeah, I don't think they're starting the runners here. That got Matt Wieters. Right knee? Oh, right on the guard, but I'll tell you what, if you got something going on with your knee already and it's a little bit sore and it hits that spot with the guard, it's still gonna hurt.
Tough night.
Yeah, those two. They're getting beat up back there. And then Tom Hallion, did he ring Ryan Zimmerman up? He did that sprinkler head strike 3 after the concussion. That couldn't have felt good.
Three-two pitch, and this is driven to right. Jason Worth chasing. He's got it. Everybody back to their bags.
Nice
on
play.
The second out, a very good play.
Nice play. I mean, you remember before he got hurt, he was playing Gold Glove quality left field. Now he's back to his more familiar spot, right field, and a running catch with the wall approaching, full speed, fully extended, keeps this a 3-run game. Another pitch up by Matt Grace. This time Jason Worth bails him out.
That was tense for a few moments. Jason played it beautifully. Top of the order, Jonathan Villar.
Every ball this inning except for Vogt single up the middle has been hit to Jason Worth. The double down the corner. Broxton flew out to right to advance the double. Vogt singled up the middle. Arcia blooped one in front of him that he slid for. Now that one in the corner.
Up the middle, Murphy, tough play, spins and throws. Zimmerman pulled off the bag. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
That's a nice play, saved the run.
Daniel Murphy showing some range.
When you spin inside like that, it's tough to make an accurate throw, but he kept the ball in the infield. That's the main part, and he's given Matt Grace a chance to get out of this. So right there, tough in between hop, and watch the spin move, and he has to rush. Doesn't really have a choice, and the throw's just a little bit wide. So from where I'm sitting, with that hop, the way he backhanded it, it looked like it was going to get him. Nice glove play by Murph. Ryan extended as far as he could. Couldn't keep the tiptoe on the bag. Dusty's going to ask for an umpire challenge here, or a crew review.
Yeah, out of challenges per se.
Can you please look at that for me, sir?
Crew chief review.
Murph's mad at himself for not completing the play, but that was a heck of a stop. I don't think he stayed on, did he?
It's amazing to me how much closer it always looks on replay than it did to the naked eye.
That was closer than I thought. A lot of reviews. It's a review of Palooza tonight. And none easy calls, so can't really blame the umpires for any of them. They're not. I mean, has an umpire ever said no to a manager when they come out and ask for a crew review after they're out of challenges?
Do not know. So it stands. One run in for the inning, 4 hits, bases loaded. Hernan Perez facing grace for the first time.
Well, it's a ball game. If you have any chance of coming back in this one, a couple of bloops and a bomb, you got to keep it a 3-run deficit. You know, anything but an out here, it's going to be real tough.
To Murphy. Gets behind it. Out of the inning. Could have been a lot worse. So run on 4 hits, Milwaukee. 6-3 into the ninth. Adam Lind to lead off. Brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
That is the fountain. Downtown Milwaukee, 6-3 as we go to the top of the ninth.
One of those brochures in your room?
That's the fountain, don't you know? Saturday, September 9th, it's the premier fantasy football event. Hill Country Barbecue, the Scherzer Showdown. Check it out. All proceeds benefit the Washington Nationals Youth Baseball Academy. Visit ScherzerShowdown.com and register right now.
Here's our closer, Corey Knebel. As mentioned, 30 saves in 35 opportunities. Gave up a hit, couple of strikeouts, and the saving play by Broxton in that tense save yesterday. He has not given up a run over his last 17 appearances. 9 hits, 7 walks, 27 strikeouts.
Yeah, fastball 97, curveball 80. Nickname Ebel. Maybe.
Well, Swarzak impressive in the 8th, and now Knebel blowing the fastball in here in the 9th. Adam Lind 0 for 1 career against him. Counts 1-1. Up the middle. That's where they've been playing him all night. That's the shortstop, Arcia.
Tell you what, I crushed the shift a lot on the broadcast, but it's worked for the Brewers to perfection here tonight.
Johnny Holiday, Ray Knight. WB Mason brings you our Nats Extra postgame show as soon as this one's over. You bring up an interesting point. This is the worst defensive team in the National League. They've made 97 errors this year. Only the White Sox and the A's in all of baseball. 2 last place clubs have made more. But tonight they've been solid. Rendon 1 for 2 against Craig Counsell's closer. At least 1 for 2 tonight as he faces the closer, and that is a little high. Rendon career against him. Okay, I was right the first time. He's 1 for 2 with a homer and 3 RBIs. This is big for Milwaukee in the wild card race every time they win a game. 2 outs away they are, and Rendon pops it up, and this one's playable. Twisting its way back, second baseman VR makes the call on the catch. Crowd of 26,384, mostly standing. Matt Wieters facing Knievel for the first time. Ball driven to right center. Well hit, but there is Santana. And this one is over in around 2 hours and 15 minutes. The Nats' 4-game winning streak ending on the first game of this 7-game trip. Milwaukee wins its 70th game.